The David Dash Podcast. It's the 4th episode, but unlike Star Wars, Episode 4 is not the first in the series. Everyone, what's up? Welcome to another episode of the David Dash Podcast. My name is David Dash, if that's not obvious enough, and I'm your host as I take you through another fun-filled episode with segments lined up just for you. We have David Dash's Dashing Dashboard, Nursery Rhymin, more Asian movies on Netflix, and more. So keep listening all the way for maximum enjoyment. By the way, the David Dash Podcast is brought to you by Sleepyhead Clothing, dedicated to customer choice. Whether it's just one shirt for an individual client or a larger production run for a business, Sleepyhead Clothing has the expertise and experience to translate your vision into reality. Quality shirts, affordable prices, we deliver that. Visit Sleepyhead Clothing on Facebook and drop a message for queries and quotation requests. Also brought to us by Promised Land PH. Realize your real estate dreams and investments with the help of a licensed real estate practitioner. Finding your own land of promise is now possible. Just go to promisedlandph.com or you can reach Miss Charmaine Plazas at 0917-557-5263. That's 0917-557-5263. Promised Land PH, your trusted realtor in Cebu and beyond. And with that, it's time to get the ball rolling. The David Dash Podcast is underway. Ho-be ho, let's go. David Dash's Dashing Dashboard. A major Philippine bank recently had an outage that affected some services like funds transfer and bills payment, as well as their ATMs and POS machines. Frustrated clients gave the bank's acronym a new meaning: blood pressure increase. The most powerful and most expensive configuration of the Apple Mac Pro computer features a 28-core processor, 1.5 terabytes of memory, and 8 terabytes of SSD storage. That would cost over 3.2 million pesos. But if you think that is expensive, just ask our folks from PhilHealth and they'll appraise it at 10 times the price and 10 times lower the specs. A Cebu provincial government official reported for work even after a left hip fracture injury, but was not seen wearing a face mask. A number of people criticized her, but there are also those who defended her, saying, "It's just a virus, but she's the queen of steam inhalation." If there were traditional classes inside the classroom this school year, for sure, it would have been mandatory to wear a face mask. The good news about all of this would have been no more teachers giving a shower to the students in the front row. When God shuts a door, they say He opens a window. But when God shuts down windows, don't worry, He might just boot up a Mac. A friend of mine told me that his favorite letter in the alphabet is the letter F. When I asked why, he told me, because without the letter F, life is just a lie. Nursery Rhymin. Humpty Dumpty didn't really enjoy winter, spring, and summer, but he surely had a great fall. 3 blind mice. See how they run. See how we vote for them. See how they win. Now, we see the results. 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama had a video call with the doctor, and the doctor said that would be 500 pesos for your online consultation. Hickory dickory dock. The hippo ran up the clock. The clock is now destroyed beyond repair. One little, two little, three little Indians. Wait! I have 7 more appointments today. I'll just cancel them all. I have a feeling they won't show up as well. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack didn't have a quarantine pass, so he was jailed thereafter. Mary had a little lamb. Little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. Its meat is now for sale. Now available at very affordable prices. To order online, PM is the key. Free delivery. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Wait patiently, 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 patiently. The stream is still buffering. Blame it on your internet connection. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. But wait, is it possible to be happy and not know it? Old MacDonald had a farm. Ingay, ingay nyo! It's a farm, so of course, the animals will be noisy. Duh. Now time for our back-to-back back-to-school tips, brought to you by your Needs and Protection Pal. For your life protection and financial planning needs, you now have a pal you can trust and depend on. And securing your family's future can now be done digitally. That means you can do it without even leaving the comfort of your home. So, get started now by sending your Needs and Protection Pal a message on Facebook. Don't worry, be protected. So, here are 2 classic David Dash tips for students. If you are enrolled for this school year, whether via online classes or through your modules for distance learning, listen up, because you might just be able to pick up a thing or two here. So, here are our back-to-back back-to-school tips. Number 1. This is for those who are using printed books and learning materials. Here it goes. Use a black marker as a highlighter. Not your fancy multicolored pastel highlighter, but a black marker. This way, you'd make sure you've really memorized the term before highlighting it. Number 2, for those who weren't able to study for a quiz that was announced, just pray. Pray the Our Father and emphasize the part that says, "Do not bring us to the test." Ladies and gentlemen, David Dash's back-to-back back-to-school tips. Two episodes ago, I gave you 3 Asian movies to watch on Netflix. This time, we're here for round 2. I got 3 more Asian titles for you to check out on the popular streaming platform. Number 1, from Japan, Your Lie in April. Yes, first up is another anime turned live action film, Your Lie in April. Netflix description: a disillusioned piano prodigy is lured back to music by a free-spirited violinist, but unbeknownst to him, she's hiding a devastating secret. Suggested soundtrack: I said I loved him, but I lied. The movie started out great, only to fizzle out in the end. I liked the cast selection, but there was some void in me that left me in need for something more. I could say the relationship between the main protagonists of the film were not fully established, so as a viewer, I wasn't as attached to them. Perhaps the pace is better in the anime version, but in order to compress the story for the film, some things had to be sacrificed. Still, an enjoyable movie, so I give it an 8 out of 10 rating. That's for Your Lie in April. Number 2, Bangkok Traffic Love Story. From Japan, we go to Thailand. Netflix description: after an encounter with an engineer for the night shift for the city train, a 30-year-old woman struggles against all odds to pursue true love. Since the traffic is heavy on this one, the suggested soundtrack, See You When You Get There by Coolio. For me, this is another movie which had potential to become a great movie in the beginning, but went so-so in the middle. Well, it's a love story alright, but as the title suggests, the plot gets stuck in traffic, unfortunately. But not to worry, since if you endure until the end, the film will still arrive at the destination you desire. Props to the producers for putting an apt movie title. So the rating? 7 out of 10. Number 3, Along with the Gods, The Two Worlds. I checked out this third movie for one reason. It's the guy from the My Sassy Girl movie opposite Jun Ji-yoon. That Korean movie that I watched over and over again. Netflix description: a firefighter dies and arrives in the afterlife, where guardians take him through the 7 trials and a perilous journey through different hells. Suggested soundtrack: Bring Me Back to Life. Well, when most movies would usually allow you to relax and chill, I could say that Along with the Gods, The Two Worlds requires you to give the film more focus and good thinking to comprehend well enough to enjoy it. It's a good story about forgiveness and repentance, and it even has a sequel which I hope we could get to discuss sometime. Rating: 7.5 out of 10. Ponder on this. Whoa. I've got one more nursery rhyme, but this one has a good twist. Baba Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3 bags full. 1 for the master, 1 for the Dane, 1 for the little boy who lives down the lane. Well, think about it. You may be the so-called black sheep. Maybe it's true, or maybe that's just how others see you. You may be a black sheep, but you've got your own wool. What's great is that your 3 bags are full. And what's even greater is that you are sharing it with others. So don't worry about what others call you. Your color doesn't matter. What you do with what you have does. And that wraps up another episode of the David Dash Podcast. For your comments and suggestions, or if you'd like to become a show sponsor, just search for David Dash on Facebook and send me a message. Thank you for joining us now. We hope you join us again next time. I'd also like to say thank you to Promised Land PH, Sleepyhead Clothing, and your Needs and Protection Pal for making this podcast episode possible. This has been David Dash saying, I may sometimes be out of tune, but I'm never out of song. Until the next episode, everyone, ho-be-ho, got to go. Yah-ha!